Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've been following my channel, then you know we recently repainted our kitchen cabinets and now it is time to get them cleaned and organized and put stuff back in. So first of all, I'm going to start out with some cleaner and spray and wipe all of these cabinets out. There's lots of construction dust and just painting dust and everything in here. If you missed all of my kitchen renovation videos, I will link them down below for you or up in the iCards. That way you guys can get caught up and kind of see what we've done, where we've come from, and what direction we are headed with this kitchen. If you're wondering why this cabinet is the only one that doesn't have shelves, then that's because I took them out of this cabinet when I was going to paint. It was a lot of work to get them out. I couldn't get them out of the other cabinet, so I just decided not to do that. So now these are in the basement and I'm dusting them off and I'm going to put them back in. I found it was just easier to paint the cabinets with the shelves in than try to get these shelves out. I ended up using a vacuum in this cabinet because it was really dusty in there and I wanted to vacuum it out before I cleaned it with my rag. Look at all this dust on the floor that came out of the cabinet, so now I'm going to go through and sweep it up and then we can go ahead and start putting stuff away. We've had these drawers in the living room for a while. They're already pretty organized, so now I'm just going to put them in the proper cabinet. I'm not going to do any deep organizing for these right now. So we're just gonna put those drawers in and then we'll move on. Whoops, this doesn't really fit in here because these are some narrow drawers and that's a big box. We're gonna take that out. We're gonna do a little rearranging in this drawer and I'll figure out something for the box later on. Even though we have a different layout in our kitchen than what was there before, I'm still going to kind of keep everything sort of in the same general spot. That'll just make it a lot easier for me to figure out where to put everything. And I kind of like the flow how I had it before, so we're just going to stick with that and make it easier. Pretty much everything else is here in the pantry, so it's kind of a mess in here. So I'm going to go through and take out the stuff that doesn't belong here. I'm going to start out with the cups because I know I want the cabinet right next to the refrigerator to be where all the cups and mugs are. So I'm going to start there first. The rest of our stuff is down in the basement that we don't use very much. I moved it down there when we were redoing the kitchen, so now it's time to bring it back up. Right now I'm just bringing up our water bottles and Nalgene's and bike bottles. They've been in the basement for a little while, so it's kind of dusty. I'm gonna go ahead and wash those off, let those air dry, and then I can move on to bringing the rest of the stuff up. I love using Dollar Tree bins to organize my stuff, so I have this larger one here that I'm going to use to put our Nalgene's and our bike water bottles in. I'm planning on putting this in the large cabinet above the refrigerator, but for now I'm just going to pile this stuff in here. I'll organize it in just a minute. The smaller white bin here I got from Walmart. I've used a lot of these in the kitchen, which you'll see here in a minute. I was kind of trying to figure out how to organize all this stuff, so I decided to put the kids' sippy cups and water bottles here in this drawer. That way they can easily reach them instead of having to climb up on the counter and get that. The little white organizer trays in here are from, the larger ones are from IKEA, and then the smaller ones I think were from Dollar Tree. So it fits really nicely, our lids to our Yetis and stuff in there, so it's just really accessible. All right, now it's time to bring the rest of the stuff up from the basement. Most of it is Pyrex stuff and lids, stuff that I haven't been using since renovating the kitchen. So it's all quite dusty. I'm gonna put as much of it as I can in the dishwasher. I don't like to put plastic in the dishwasher, but I am gonna go ahead and put all of the glass Pyrex in here. I can just do a really quick wash on this because we just need to get the dust off. They're not really dirty. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that run before I put the rest of the stuff away. It is the next day and everything is all nice and dry, so I can go ahead and start putting it away. Now, like I said before, I'm gonna kind of keep everything sort of in the same general area and cabinet that it was before. This cabinet here did have all the Pyrex, but this was located where the refrigerator is now, and the stack of drawers was right here. So while this stuff is staying in the same cabinet, it's gonna be a different spot in the kitchen, obviously. I really wanted it close to the oven, and it's all my Pyrex baking dishes and my bread pans, my Dutch oven for sourdough baking. That way it's all just really close to the oven, and I'll probably be putting all my casserole dishes and stuff together on this counter. And then over here, I have all of my pans. I'm just organizing this the exact same way that I had before because the pans are right here. I like it really close to the stove and it's nice and conveniently located. So the island here is new, obviously. This used to be the Peninsula cabinet, which had all of our Tupperware dishes, and it was pretty empty. The kids used to play in it like it was their camper all the time. But I am gonna go ahead and put all of my baking bowls here and storage bowls, my glass bowls and lids and stuff here on the top. I'm gonna kind of rearrange it and figure out how I wanna get it all set up because I'll probably be doing a lot of baking on the island here. So I'm just gathering all of my Tupperware lids. I only have a few because I usually like to use glass storage stuff. So I'm going to just put this all in a little bin here, the kids' snack cups and the lids in another bin, and just kind of get this island all nice and organized. If you're wondering what the extra space is in the island there, it's going to be a pull-out trash, which I'm going to do a separate island video on how I make over this island and make it look really nice. So be on the lookout for that. I took a bunch of these baskets out of the pantry to organize them. These again were the ones that I got from Walmart for less than $1. I'm going through all of my extra canning lids and rings. These ones I do not use for canning. These are just my storage here that I just use for storage and stuff. So I really don't need this many, so I'm gonna get rid of some of them, and some of them I'm gonna put in the basement for when I do my canning this year. If you guys remember my spring cleaning video back from March when I was going through all of these lids, I was saying make sure you throw away the ones that are broken or that you don't have matching bottoms to. Well, apparently I accidentally threw away most of my lids by accident, so I'm kind of short some lids. I'll probably end up ordering some more, so I'm not going to throw away the glass bottom parts because, you know, the bottom parts are perfect. I just need some more lids. So I'm going to organize these nicely in this cabinet. I like to put the lids in the white baskets, and I'm just going to put them on the shelf above where I have all the rest of my Pyrex dishes. or the Pyrex storage dishes, not like the baking pans that I have in the cabinet below. And I just love how nice and organized this is. For food storage, I can just grab something easily out of the cabinet. Now I'm going to dig out my cookbooks. I used to collect a lot of cookbooks, and so I had tons of them, but I've narrowed it down to the ones that I use most often. Plus, I like to print a lot of recipes and put them in my binder here. It is an absolute disaster in here. They are not organized, so that's going to be on one of my to-do lists to do eventually when I've got time, which I don't know when that's going to be. But I'm going to put them above the refrigerator because this is very easily accessible and they fit nicely up here. So I've got our basket of water bottles here, and then I've got some cookie cutters back there, and that is all that is up here along with the cookbooks. So we've got lots of more storage room up here if I need it. All right, now I'm going to move on to our medicinal cabinet. If you guys want to see more what I have in this cabinet, then I'll link a video down below for you guys. I kind of go through everything, all the supplements that we have and stuff, but I have them on this little Lazy Susan. This is exactly where they were before we redid the kitchen, so I'm just going to go through and get rid of any that are expired, which we use these on a pretty regular basis, so there's not really many that are expired, but I am going to kind of just go through and reorganize them just a little bit. If you can't tell already, I'm obsessed with Earthly's products. I use most of their stuff, so I will leave a link down below with a coupon code for your first order if you guys want to check them out. Love their products. Okay, last but not least, my favorite part is the spices. Now, I eventually want to organize this in some beautiful way, but for now, we're just gonna make do with what we have. So when we redid the kitchen, I just threw all of the spices in these Dollar Tree bins and threw them in the pantry and did not organize them whatsoever. So now I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna dust them off because they're kind of dusty from our construction dust. And then I'm going to get rid of the ones that are expired, and I'm gonna organize them a little bit nicer. Now I have this little Lazy Susan thing that I absolutely love. I don't organize mine like alphabetically or anything like that. I do all of the single spices down here on this lower shelf, and then on the one above, I'm also going to use another Lazy Susan thing that I just recently got. And those ones are gonna be my spice blends, mostly from Trader Joe's. As you can see, I have a lot of them from Trader Joe's. They have the best spices. I used to keep the spices in the other cabinet where the cups are now, but since we rearranged the kitchen and the refrigerator's over there, I wanted the cups closest to the refrigerator. So the spices are gonna be on this side of the stove, which when we put our kitchen together, the cabinet doors are gonna open the opposite way. So it's gonna be a little bit awkward, but it's actually not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. And this is actually gonna be a bigger space for all of my spices, which I absolutely love. So I have this little bin here, and this is what I'm going to use for my pickling spices, ones that I don't use very often. The ones on the Lazy Susan are the ones I use most often, and then the rest of them are going to be the larger spice jars, like the ones I get from Costco, like minced onion and garlic powder and stuff like that. And then also I'm going to put up in here my baking soda, cocoa powder, all that kind of baking stuff, because I don't know, I feel like they're all kind of spices and they all get clumped together here in this cabinet, and it's nice and big, way bigger than when all the spices were on the other side. So I like all this room that I have, and so I'm going to go through these bins here with just some random stuff that need to be organized, but I'll just do that later. For now, we're just going to stick it all up here, and later on we're going to organize it even more. And now the kitchen is all nicely organized, the dishes are all put back. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found some motivation and got some organization ideas. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can see more of our kitchen progress, more organizing videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.